This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Delighted to be joined here in the O2 by Eddie Hearn. Quite Eddie?
Yeah, busy day as I say. I'm dressed up and I'm just laughing at you trying to get all your equipment in order. I hope this records for your loyal viewers. Congratulations on the recent success of Boxing UK.
Yeah.
And let's hope this one records, because you're holding everything all over the place and I'm not sure whether you're...
It's definitely recording,
good.
Eddie.
Okay.
Can we start with the big news of the day?
Yeah.
Babic Browne.
Yes, I know.
You've getting some stick for that, haven't you?
Actually, I'm quite surprised by that. When you think that Babic is a novice, never gone past, 5 rounds? He's a tiny heavyweight, he's 8-0. I think it's the right fight at the right time. Lucas Browne didn't look great last time, got hit behind the head against Gallen, went down. But, you know, big lump, competence, some good wins. I think it's a good fight for Babic, but maybe everyone thinks Babic is already ready for a world heavyweight title shot. But it's an 8-rounder, and as 8-round opponents go, I think Lucas Browne's a good fight for him at this stage in his career.
Do you think it'll go 8 rounds, Eddie? Because the common consensus is it'll be over in a couple of rounds based on Browne's.
It will be either way. I mean, both guys can punch, and Babic gets hit a lot, and he also throws about 100 punches a round. So I think he's very unlikely to go 8 rounds. But I'll tell you what, it'll be fun.
It will. I bet you haven't started an interview today with Babic Browne.
What's that?
I bet you haven't started an interview today with Babic
Browne. That's the first question I've had on it, so well done.
Obviously we're here in the O2, Eddie, the big event, Joshua Usyk. Both lads have been in the ring. What's your first impressions?
No, they didn't do a lot, did they? But I think that's really whenever you get a fight of this size, that's generally what happens. My first impressions were Usyk looks huge, neck looks massive, shoulders look big, and then AJ got in the ring and looked like an absolute racehorse, didn't he? I mean, looks in tremendous shape. I think Usyk, everyone loves to analyse the weight, don't they? And start, what do you think the weight's going to be? I reckon Usyk's going to come in 5 or 6 pound heavier than Chisora fight, and I think AJ will be around the same kind of weight as maybe Ruiz too. Built for the fight, not built to fight, built for the fight. And this fight is about movement, it's about technique, it's not about lifting weights, it's not about coming in bulked up. He's definitely not buying that, you've got to be strong and bulldozing. He wants to skill off with Usyk at times, which is actually quite dangerous in itself. It's going to be a great fight.
Is it the biggest test of AJ's career?
I think so. I think it's a tougher fight than the Klitchko fight, to be honest, mentally. I think with the Klitchko fight, the tough thing about that fight was AJ didn't really know what he was doing, and it was a fight that he wasn't ready for, whereas he's ready for this fight, but it's just a big challenge. So it's right up there, I think the Usyk fight and the Klitschko fight are similar sort of magnitudes in terms of draws and in terms of difficulty. And I'm looking forward to AJ showing how good he is on Saturday.
The other big news today, of course, Eddie, is the lifelong, career-long deal with AJ. Just how important was that to you? Because the first word of your tweet was loyalty, wasn't it?
Yeah, really important, because we got to a position in our relationship where I was very confident that AJ would be with us for the rest of his career. But to paper it in that kind of deal is quite unique. When you look over the history of boxing and you look at guys of the same size of Anthony Joshua in terms of achievements and draw power, show me one that has had the same promoter from debut to the end. There aren't many. You go across Mayweather, De La Hoya, Tyson, Holyfield, I don't know. I don't know many. And it was really good of him to show his loyalty to us, and it shows a great job we've done, what a great partnership we've had, and also how loyal he is, how happy he is. And it was a major day for the business, to be honest with you. And we can now be part of many more chapters to come, and hopefully that starts with victory on Saturday.
That's my next question. Does that make you a little bit more nervous for Saturday?
No, because win, lose or draw, there's 5-6 years left of the Anthony Joshua story, but we never want to lose, and we don't want to draw either. So, we're with AJ through everything, and we've been there before, and we've come through it. And if he was to get beat on Saturday, he'll be back, and he'll come through it. But we really don't want to get beat on Saturday, and he don't want to get beat, and I don't believe he'll get beat. But we also know it's a real fight.
It is. If he gets beat, fingers crossed he doesn't. What's the details with the rematch?
Yeah, pretty standard with the rematch scores. I mean, sometimes we get a little bit of stick about that, but I think what people should know is every champion, certainly major champion that goes into a defence, will generally have a rematch clause. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's us or top rank. I mean, when Crolla and Campbell, who are both mandatories, boxed Lomachenko, Bob wouldn't do the deal without a rematch clause. And he was right, by the way, because that's the position that you've built up. And by the way, Usyk would be over the moon with a rematch because he'd make an absolute fortune. So it's just standard. We don't want to use that rematch clause because once you're in that position, it's win or bust. Yeah. And we've been there before with Ruiz. As good as it was to get the rematch, the build-up was horrible because I was thinking to myself, you lose this fight, where'd you go? So we don't want to exercise no rematch rules. We want to just make sure that you know, we have a great fight on Saturday, and again, fingers crossed for the AJ victory.
Two quick ones left, Eddie. This is the first one that's not on DAZN since we struck the DAZN deal up. How have you found it? The Sky guys talking to you?
Yeah, one interview, you know. But nah, look, I think ultimately it's business, isn't it, at the end of the day? And we've made our move. I don't expect us to be overly popular at Sky, and so be it. You know, we've got a decision to make for Anthony Joshua in the near future, and of course, if he remains on Sky, then we're more than happy to continue that relationship. It will be a decision made for the best interest of Anthony Joshua, nothing to do with me or Matchroom. So I've known these guys for a long time. It's going to be a great show on Saturday, great production, and we're looking forward to what will be a tremendous fight. And you know, in terms of AJ's future, we'll see how that unfolds. But really, the focus is just on Saturday night.
Last one, just a quick look ahead. You've announced 2 big heavyweight clashes this week, involving Derek and Dillian.
Yeah, Chisora and Parker will do it all again. December the 18th, got a massive card planned for Manchester to close the year. And also, of course, White against Wilding, which is a big fight. And quite surprised that Dillian White took that fight at less than 7 weeks' notice against a southpaw. You know, one that I gave probably stick for before he fought Tyson Fury, because other than sparring AJ, he never had any credentials. Probably could have beat Fury that night with a cut, come back, beat Kaufman, beat Dominic Brazil, and it's a tough fight for Dillian White. We did a huge pre-sale today. Tickets are on general sale tomorrow. Big card there as well at the O2. Chantel Cameron in a 3-belt unification. Babic against Browne, your favourite fight, and loads of other big fights to be added. So really looking forward to be back at the O2 October 30th.
Good man. And just a final word for the fans for this weekend. What can we expect? You think in a nutshell?
Mate. Hold on to your seats. Do a bit of praying with me on the Friday night, and let's hope for an AJ victory.
Will do. Eddie, I'll see you on Thursday at the press conference.